there is a stick there, but they've done the bear hug strategy and have not strayed away from the bear hug strategy.
Thank you, Chicago, for your
AOC class back at Republicans that who tell her to return to bartending.
energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. And thank you, Joe Biden, for your leadership. You know, 6 years ago,
Is that ketchup on a glizzy in Chicago? Bro, I will literally fucking throw hands, okay? What the fuck am I supposed to put on a goddamn hot dog if not ketchup and mustard? No ketchup? Yeah, ain't no way that's happening, okay? What are people doing in Chicago? You're gonna get banned from stepping foot in Chicago? Mustard and relish? Fuck no. Pritzker, get control of your state, bro. Listen, he fucking snubbed me, okay? I'll put whatever the fuck I want on this goddamn hot dog. He's too busy chopping it up with a Daily Show. You're fine, Midwesterners are heathens? Yeah, it's so crazy. Yellow mustard only, or they get really fucking brother-in-law about it? Ketchup does not belong on a hot dog, just ask Obama. Yeah, okay, that's madness. I can't believe this is a real point of contention. Y'all are crazy. Ketchup is for kids? I don't give a fuck. Anyway, rate the glizzy. I mean, it's not bad. The buns have poppy seeds on them. I don't know why, but it's not the worst. We put cream cheese and ketchup on our glizzies in Seattle. That's a little freakish too. Hot dog's so basic. Condiments is all you have when it comes to them. It's a basic. That's the beauty of the hot dog, man. That's the fucking beauty of the dog. It's basic as fuck. All right, let's keep watching AOC.
I'm taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City. I didn't have health insurance. My family was fighting off foreclosure, and we were struggling with bills after my dad passed away unexpectedly from cancer. Like millions of Americans, we were just looking for an honest shake, and we were tired of a cynical politics that seemed blind to the realities of working people. It was then, only through the miracles of democracy and community, that the good people of the Bronx and Queens chose someone like me to elect them in Congress. And America, in my heart, I know from that same cloth of hope and aspiration, we will also elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as President and Vice President of the United States of America. I am here tonight because America has before us a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed. And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home.
So, is she? I mean, I don't know why she said that. I don't know if we know that or not. That was, in my estimation, this is the worst room to be saying this. There's so many creators for Kamala around me right now, but honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know what she knows that I don't, but if there is a genuine momentum and a genuine change of pace and a difference coming from the Kamala campaign in terms of what she wants to do differently, she should communicate it. She should say her piece. She should be out and about it. Okay? Do you think they'll carrot on a stick on the ceasefire? No, they haven't carrot. They've only carroted. They've never shown the stick. What are you looking at? Everything good? This is the issue. There is a stick there, but they've done the bear hug strategy and have not strayed away from the bear hug strategy. That's just objectively the truth. That's all they've done. If there's a change of pace, if there's a different method, I haven't seen it. And if I haven't seen it and I'm super fucking tuned into this shit, that means they're not communicating it or it doesn't exist. The notion that like Benjamin Netanyahu will attack Iran and draw America into this battle because Kamala Harris came out and actually put firm commitment to the ceasefire negotiations. is ridiculous. If that card is on the fucking table, then you have to remove that card from the table entirely. That's what I'm advocating for. That's what many people, including those dudes that put up the Stop Arming Israel banner, are advocating for, which is take the cards off the table so Israel knows that it cannot actually fuck up this entire election cycle. And that's not a perspective that I'm alone on. Yeah, here is Gary Peters talking to Politico. Michigan Senator Gary Peters, here it is, talking to Politico, saying exactly those same things that I was just saying.
It's important that Vice President Harris show that there are some differences or at least distinctions between her policy when it comes to the Middle East and Gaza with President Biden.
Well, it shows that she's her own person. She thinks her own way.
She ought to do that, you think?
Yes, she is going to be our next president, and she has to start telling folks this is where she comes from, what she believes in. And that's going to be natural. So there's going to be things that she agrees. There's going to be things you don't agree.
And when it comes to Michigan, though, you think it's important for her to show that distinction on her views toward Gaza with President Biden?
Yeah, if she has those views, she has to be clear about whatever those views are. She'll have to make.
Doesn't she?
Yeah, and I think she has differences,
yeah.
and she'll talk about it. Back to authenticity. Be who you are.
Yeah.
Be what's in your. Tell us what motivates you, what drives you. People want to see that.
Will you convey to her at some point in the next couple of weeks that she ought to do that?
Yes. Oh, if I have a chance to, yeah.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah. What is this? My guess is if they were going to make a stance, they couldn't do it in the lead up to 8/15 started negotiations. They can't do it during the negotiations, so maybe after, assuming they don't succeed. If these negotiations fall apart, which it seemingly is the same exact fucking holding pattern that the Democratic Party has been like comfortable with in terms of like Israel constantly being like, yeah, we're going to add new conditions. And also, we're just not going to say yes to the new conditions that we've added, right? If that's the case, then the negotiations are going to fail. And then Iran is going to inevitably retaliate. If Iran inevitably retaliates, it is entirely in Israel's hands to respond in kind, or obviously respond with an, because it won't just be Iran retaliating. It's going to be Lebanon. It's going to be Hezbollah. Israel's been primed to fucking invade Lebanon for months at this point. Other people other than Peters have said this at the DNC too. She should break from Biden, but they also say it has to wait to see how the ceasefire deal goes. Ceasefire first and then break on Biden later. Exactly what Megaphonic said is what a few Dem Congress people said. Yeah, that was a position that this chat, including iDedger and Megaphonics, would have considered to be like insane, right? Now, that's a position that they've warmed up to, as a matter of fact, are saying they are saying this position themselves. Democratic politicians are saying this themselves. How do we get here? Because people are still actively pushing for it. So obviously, people should keep pushing, and this should happen sooner rather than later, especially while the fucking negotiations are still happening. Except that's what Blinken is doing. That's what fucking Anthony Blinken is doing. This is something that I wanted to talk about. A bunch of people came up to me and asked me about Anthony Blinken, saying that it was actually Israel that said yes to this proposal, and Hamas had actually been sullying it again. And my immediate reaction was, I don't even know anything going on about the proposal, but I do not trust Anthony Blinken because he has a history of doing exactly this. Just fucking lying at the behest of Israel. Okay? Precisely what he has done, precisely what he continues to do. Just straight up. No other way to look at this. Just openly fucking lying. Lying to the media, lying to the Western press, specifically at the behest of Israel. Outflanking Israel. At times. Out front the Israeli officials to a degree that even yesterday, according to Axios reporting, last night after Anthony Blinken came out and said Israel actually agreed to the terms and conditions of the ceasefire, which they had actually fucking tried to manipulate and change the terms and conditions on, which Hamas said no to because obviously it's not the same fucking ceasefire process that they originally put forward in March and commitment to time and time again. Anthony Blinken just came out and just openly fucking lied. Okay? Blinken is literally just Netanyahu's personal lawyer. He will go against Israeli officials to defend Netanyahu. Exactly. It's just crazy. It's just, it is so ridiculous. And guess what? There is actually an impact in Western media to this because of how consistently he has done this, because he did this over and over again. This is not the first time, not the second time, nor is it the fucking 4th time that Anthony Blinken has outflanked Israeli officials and like routinely lied to Western media about how this is actually Hamas that's sullying the deal. It's actually Israel that is agreeing to this proposal, blah, blah, blah. So much so that even on fucking NPR, so much so that even on NPR earlier this morning, they said something that I've never, they just dropped the fucking glizzy thing. Okay, calm down. It's fine. On NPR this morning, I heard them openly say, Anthony Blinken has often been at odds with Israeli officials in terms of claiming that Israel has agreed to a ceasefire proposal. That is literally, that's it. You have gone so fucking far in your, in how many times you have lied to the American press that even these guys that would normally fucking collaborate with you willingly, okay? Even those guys are like, okay, well, we have to save face. We have to literally be like, you know, an institution that is at least reporting on the truth a little bit, okay? Axios is reporting on the matter. Netanyahu's ceasefire doublespeak, dovish with the U.S., hawkish with negotiators. This is, by the way, from Barak Ravid, okay? Israel did the exact same thing that they've done so far on this ceasefire negotiations conversation. They went into they went up to the table and they said, "Oh, that ceasefire proposal that you put forward, okay? That ceasefire proposal that you put forward, guess what? We actually want to add new conditions onto that ceasefire proposal that you said was our proposal." Those conditions obviously completely destroyed the ceasefire narrative in general. You have a ceasefire without ceasing fire, right? He has shown no signs of fucking dialing back the ton of munitions he's dumping onto fucking Gaza, okay? But beyond that, here's the Axios reporting summarization. Others also baffled by Blinken today. This statement baffled some Israeli officials who told Axios that Netanyahu's hard lines are actually making a deal much harder to reach. If you read Israeli reporting on this, as do on a daily fucking basis, you will see the actual reality of the matter, which is Benjamin Netanyahu's own personal convictions and his own personal refusal to actually come to terms with any kind of permanent ceasefire, okay? And he's doing that because there's internal pressures happening within Israel, and also because he doesn't want to go to fucking jail. That's the short and sweet of it, okay? And it's crazy that Anthony Blinken and Western media, up until this fucking point, have willingly just lied. Straight up. No other way to put it. Just openly fucking capital L lied about the process. That's why every single time this stuff happens, people are just genuinely shocked. They're like, I don't understand. Isn't Hamas actually fucking up the deal? It's like, bro, it is their deal. It is the same proposal that they put forward in the month of February. Biden reiterated it. Okay? Dude, I'm in the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck, blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. Okay? Here you go. Get fucking banned. So goddamn annoying, dude. Holy shit. That is a wild fucking thing, dude. Holy fuck. Losing my goddamn mind. Oh my God. You're surrounded by this media. Can you talk to them about some of this? No, because the media that I'm surrounded by are all of my fucking friends. Okay? They already are in agreement with me and they know how this stuff works. You think I'm like surrounded by fucking Jake Tapper? What are you, crazy? You think he's gonna listen to me? You think I'm gonna talk to fucking Wolf Blitzer and shit? I wasn't even snorting my nose, by the way. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Anyway, let's get back to AOC.
In Kamala Harris.
It's so fucking hard for me to not sidestep into Israel and like dive into that issue head first, but we were originally talking about AOC and how she said Kamala Harris is working tirelessly to fucking do a ceasefire.
I see a leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working families. And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired about hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is,
So cooked. Oh my God.
you cannot love this country.
Lib Twitter comparing AOC to Obama. I know. This is the Obama becoming a star convention speech. I mean, it's true. I think, I hope not all the way, you know, in terms of looking like a progressive and then switching over and like nullifying any kind of progressive momentum.
If you only fight for the wealthy and big business, to love this country is to fight for its people.
Obama was never progressive. It was always openly a centrist. Yeah, you're right. Openly centrist positions such as, I'm going to get healthcare to all Americans. I'm going to shut down Guantanamo Bay. I'm going to pull out of Iraq. When he said hope and change, he was saying like, you know, I hope that one day we can be more centrist. Bro, come on. We don't need to fucking reinvent reality here. No, he was a fucking very progressive candidate and a very centrist president. Okay? But if you were going to act like he was not a progressive candidate, you're crazy. Obama was very pro-Palestine before. Even in his book, he couldn't do much because AIPAC was too strong. I mean, yeah. He literally would used to fucking hang out with Saeed and Rashid Khalidi. So, I know Steve Kerr mentioned Steph Curry. He did the sleeping emoji.
All people, working people, everyday Americans like bartenders and factory workers and fast food cashiers who punch a clock and are on their feet all day in some of the toughest jobs out there.
Can people hear me when I'm yelling?
You know, ever since I got elected, Republicans have attacked me by saying that I should go back to bartending. But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week because there is nothing wrong with working for a living. Imagine having leaders in the White House who understand that. Leaders like Kamala.
You hit him with the put the fries in the bag, bro, is actually classist. She's like, it's actually classist to say just put the fries in the bag. I mean, she's not wrong.
And Tim. But Chicago, just because the choice is clear to us does not mean that the path will be easy. Over the next 78 days, we will have to pour every ounce, every minute, every moment into making history on November 5th. But we cannot send Kamala and Tim to the White House alone. Together, we must also elect strong Democratic majorities in the House and in the Senate so that we can deliver on an ambitious agenda for the people. Because if you are a working parent trying to afford rent and childcare, Kamala is for you. If you are a senior who had to go back to work because your retirement didn't stretch far enough, Kamala is for you. If you're an immigrant family just starting your American story, Kamala is for you. America, when we knock on our neighbor's door, organize our communities, and elect Kamala Harris to the presidency on November 5th, we will send a loud message that the people of this nation will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day, one that is for the people and by the people. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless you all.
One thing that stood out to me, of course, given that there was a union leader that spoke at the Republican National Convention, and because Donald Trump, Shermichael, has done a lot to appeal to working class voters in a way that, you know, the Democratic Party used to have a lot more sway in the union halls outside Detroit than they do. We heard from Sean Fain, but we also heard from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, whose speech stood out, I thought, in a very long evening of speeches. And here's what she had to say about Republican attacks on her, just to give you kind of a little bit of a taste of what her address was like. Watch.
Ever since I got elected, Republicans have attacked me by saying that I should go back to bartending. But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week because there is nothing wrong with working for a living.
talk about speeches that are going to live on social media.
I mean, yeah, I guess that clip will live on social media, but in terms of the Democratic Party uniting all of its various factions, I mean, we just saw 2 members of the squad lose their seat. You're seeing a lot of young progressives who are protesting because they're not happy about the party leadership's position on Israel and Iran and the Palestinian people. And so there are clearly some issues within the party. Perhaps those issues aren't as clear as some of ours are, right? And I would agree with that, but there's complete unity. I'm not sure if that's accurate. But I want to just touch on President Biden quickly here. I mean, it does take a certain level of magnanimity to be in a very, very powerful position and be willing to get up. And I really just hope the American people, as we are in this divided time, really take the opportunity to just reflect on that. I know there are a lot of differences about the president. There are differences on some of his policy positions. But at the end of the day, we do look to our leaders, Casey, to give us examples of who we can be under the conditions and even in the best conditions. And I think President Biden has certainly exuded that as a leader.
It was like the SWAT got owned because Israel. AOC spawned. Let's talk about Biden. Sick. Thanks, man. Good take. Anyway, here's Sean Fain's speech at the DNC.
To the people that make this world move, the working class.
My goat. I'm working on hopefully being able to get a Sean Fain. Hopefully get a Sean Fain interview.
On behalf of 1 million active and retired members of the UAW, I am honored to support Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to be our next president and vice president. And I want to say thank you to Joe Biden for making history by walking the picket line with the UAW. For the UAW and for working class people everywhere, this election comes down to one question. Which side are you on? On one side, we have Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, who have stood shoulder to shoulder with the working.
Why is everyone at the DNC texting me to get in contact with us on the hum? Boy, get an assistant or answer your DMs. Oh my God. That's so funny. Yes, Alex, lol overruled, is my assistant. It ain't like he got a job right now, bro. Too soon. I'm sorry. Bro got fired the other day. It's fucked up. That's when you TikTok too much. Hey, so that French dude that interviewed you yesterday, I know him IRL. He's not actually French, nor he's a journalist. He's an aspiring comedian from Iowa that's trying to do a French version of Borat or some cringe shit like that. It's a bit and not a funny one. Really? I still cooked. He got fired for showing the super dirty office. Yeah, I heard. Dude just wanted to post a photo of the office view. I know. What do you think about the reports that Trump is talking with Netanyahu behind the scenes to prevent a ceasefire to help him win the election? Lolo says check DMs. I saw. All right, let's continue.
Class. On the other side, we have Trump and Vance, 2 lapdogs for the billionaire class who only serve themselves. So for us in the labor movement, it's real simple. Kamala Harris is one of us. She's a fighter for the working class. And Donald Trump is a scab.
A scam, dude. A scab. SCAB. It's a term for those who fucking cross the picket line. How the fuck are there people in this community that don't know this?